Yo guys, what's going on? Ace is here today with another video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about some of the perks in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War and some of the wild cards that actually affect some of your perks. So let's just hop right into it, man. Make sure you guys are leaving a like on today's video and make sure you subscribe to the channel with the notification bell on. You don't want to miss any Cold War content, especially right now if you're an Xbox player or a PC player who doesn't have access to this alpha. This is alpha gameplay, as I just said, so we might not have access to all of the perks yet, and there might even be more wild cards in the future, so whenever we get the beta, or whenever the full game releases, and you might be watching this video in the far future, just know that we didn't have access to all the content at the time of recording. So, checking out what perks we do have, the first perk being Engineer. Detect enemy equipment and score streaks through walls. This is pretty standard for Engineer. And then we have see enemy score streaks on your minimap, so as soon as they're called in, you'll know what direction to look at. Pull out your rocket or pull out your LMG that has the score streak barrel on it. It absolutely melts streaks, by the way. You can take down with the Stoner 63, I think it's called, something like that. It's not the RPD, but the other LMG. With that barrel that does extra damage to vehicles, it takes down an attack chopper in literally 20 bullets. It is insane. So, Engineer, a really helpful one if you want to get rid of some of those streaks, especially with the new score streak system implemented into Cold War. Tac Mask, absolutely essential. Resistance to flashbangs and stun grenades. Right now, we only have stun grenades. As you can see, you're immune to gas grenades as well. So you're getting a little bit of a preview at some more of the grenades that are going to be coming with the beta, maybe even tomorrow in the alpha if you're watching this on release day. And if you are watching this when the full game's released, obviously, it's going to stay roughly the same for just resistance to flashbangs, stun grenades, gas grenades, stuff like that. Flak Jacket. Take less damage from enemy explosives and fire damage. Now, it just says Molotovs right there, but if they ever decide to add Dragon's Breath in the game, and I would assume probably the Napalm, if it still kills you when you walk over it on the ground. I don't know if it does it in this game, but I think it was Black Ops 1. If you walked into the Napalm, it would kill you. So I think you would get fire resistance to that as well. But very, very similar to how it's worked in the previous games and previous titles. So that is the three perks we have access to right now in Perk 1. I mean, not a lot. I think last year or Black Ops 4, I'm not sure which year, but there was not that many perks in the game. So this could be it. I kind of doubt it, but it could definitely be it. Perk 2, we have Scavenger. Obviously, you just get ammo from people you kill. It's as simple as that. I don't know if you replenish throwing knives, because obviously there's no throwing knives in the alpha, but lethals, I do not think you replenish from Scavenger in the game currently. So I just want to let you know. Quartermaster is basically restock from last year. Every 25 seconds, you get a new equipment. And Tracker. This one, I'm not a huge fan of Tracker in this game because the footsteps are a bit harder to see. They do not glow super bright like they did in Black Ops 4. I never really used it too much in Modern Warfare, but Black Ops 4 Tracker was a really great perk to have, actually. And they were like gold and like the Black Ops theme color of the footprints, and they were super bright. In this game, not so bright, to be honest. So unless there's a perk that gives you resistance like Cold-Blooded maybe or Ghost, that might be why. But when I saw footsteps every time using Tracker, they weren't that vibrant. But you see the imprint, you see the little footsteps on the ground, you can follow them and find the enemies, and then if you aim at the enemies, it will reveal them on the team's minimap. So it's kind of like minimap pings in a way. You have to be running Tracker though. So we have next in the perk 3 section, Cold-Blooded. AI-controlled score streaks will not target you, so the attack chopper will not shoot at you. Player-controlled score streaks will not highlight you, so if they have a chopper gunner where you pull the door open and have the minigun, they will not see you. They will have to physically see your character model moving, and that's pretty hard from some of those maps. Like Moscow with the chopper gunner, I could not see anybody without the highlights. And then you have... you show up cold on thermal, so you won't have any highlight, you won't have any body heat coming off you. No thermals currently in the game. And then players in vehicles will not see your nameplate. So if you're just running and they ADS on you, if they're in a tank or they're in one of the gunboats, they will not see your name pop up, but they might still see you running and shoot at you. So that's Cold-Blooded. We have Ghost, undetectable by spy planes, also known as UAVs, as commonly referenced to by Modern Warfare. Whenever you are moving, that is. So keep that in mind. If you are camping in a corner, it is not like Modern Warfare. With Ghost, it's just a static stay off the radar. In this game, which is how it should be for Ghost, you have to be moving. And then when you're planting or defusing bombs and controlling score streaks, which is good stuff there for Ghost. So if you do run around a lot, I would recommend using Ghost. And then Ninja. This is basically dead silence. And then it has resistant to field mic, which increases your like hearing of players running by. Now this is sprint more quietly. I'm pretty sure they can still hear you a little bit. I think it was Black Ops 4 that you could still hear dead silence a little bit. And I think Black Ops 4 also had awareness, which just made it impossible to get around it. So that is the physical perks. Now let's talk about some of the wild cards. We have Perk Greed. You can equip 3 extra... Let me just get rid of some random attachments. You can equip 3 extra perks and then 1 from each section. So Perk 1, what I would recommend, honestly, is just using Flak Jacket and Tac Mask together because that is an insane combo. Basically, lethals and tacticals aren't going to affect you, at least in the alpha when there's only a very limited amount of them. And then Perk 2, you could run Scavenger and Tracker. In my opinion, probably the better duo. But use whatever you want. And then Perk 3, you could use Cold-Blooded Ghost or Ninja. All very good perks here. So definitely something to consider. So that is how the Perk Greed works. You basically just get extra perks to use. You get an extra perk in each slot. And then you cannot use 8 attachments on your weapon. So keep that in mind. The other one in here is Lawbreaker. And this one is probably my favorite. Because you can essentially run Overkill and any perks you want. Now, I think this should be in all games because this is probably my favorite change to the creative class. It gives you a lot more variety on things you can do, and basically, you can do what you want. So, running the Overkill, I just made a class video, which I can put up in the top right if I remember, but I can probably put it at the end in the end screen of the video. But basically, I have a class right now that is absolutely nuts, and this is the class right here. If you want to see the full gameplay, I think I went 64 and 20 with it. Absolutely went off. But it allows you to use Overkill, and with that Overkill, you can actually pick what perks you want to use. Now, obviously, this is a perk video, so we're just going to focus on the perk part of it. So if I want to use Tac Mask and Flak Jacket, probably 2 of the most essential perks in the game right now, and if I'm playing Search and Destroy, for example, not currently out in the alpha, but just an example, I would run Ninja. So this would be an insane rush class. It would just be great. You could even run 2 SMGs. But if you want to stay off the radar, just use Ghost. So honestly, if you're playing pubs right now, I would recommend this setup with Lawbreaker. It allows you 2 primary weapons, and there's not currently a perk in the game that is like Amped from Modern Warfare, where you can switch to your secondary very fast. So even switching to your pistol is a pretty slow draw. So having a primary weapon there instead is definitely a plus in my opinion. You could just have an SMG in place of a pistol. It's going to be virtually the same movement speed, and it's going to kill a lot quicker than a pistol and a lot more accurately. And you get the freedom to run whatever perks you want, whatever your playstyle is for whatever challenges you're doing in the future. It is just an absolutely insane wild card, and probably my favorite thing about Cold War right now is the Lawbreaker wild card. So guys, let me know what you think about the video here today. I tried to break down the perks that we have currently available to us in the alpha. Obviously, I can remake this video during the beta if we get some more perks, and when the game comes out, I will consider remaking the perk selection and the wild cards and everything completely over again. And obviously, I'll have to do that with a decent amount of content because things are going to change from the time that the alpha is out, from the time the full entire game is out, and working out a lot of those bugs, nerfs, buffs, all that stuff. So guys, hopefully this video was informative and did help you out. If it did, make sure you leave a like on it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, man. It really does help the channel grow. Check out the sponsors and equipment in the description below. That's all I got, guys. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'm out.